Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of Sanctuary Survival. I'm Mr. Strontium. This is Grant. He will be our protagonist for this little adventure. And unfortunately, while Grant was in cryostasis, the machinery went bad and flooded his pod with radiation. He is a lowly ghoul, shunned by society, and so he has exiled himself to this little place called Sanctuary. He will build a community here. So when we started, of course we started at the vault. So before I came into Sanctuary, I went just past that sign into the woods, and there's quite a few plants out there that are pretty useful, like wild corn, wild mute fruit, let's see what else, silt beans, and gourd blossoms. And these will be useful, and especially carrot blossoms, and you'll see in a little bit why that's important. So anyway, I thought this is going to be a never leave Sanctuary challenge, so I went there first because you can't leave Sanctuary if you haven't gotten to Sanctuary yet. Aha! So I'm running a mod that's called Fresh Start Sanctuary, and it gets rid of absolutely everything. So I added some of this shit just so it wasn't so empty. This looks better. And also over here, the mod, I don't know, it was conflicting with something, I'm sure, but there was a seam in the ground that was wide enough that you could fall into it out of the game world. So I had to plug that up with some rocks. And there's another one way over there that I had to make a rock formation to plug up. But other than that, it's a pretty solid mod. Alright, so this was all these workstations are already here. The mod is nice enough to leave them. And this is a bloatfly that keeps respawning in here, so we'll get rid of that. So I just threw the trailer down to put something in here and also to give us a little lore. So we got us a dead vault guy over here with some bourbon and some psycho, and just to spice it up, like, because you know we're just starting, so we just got here. So this is what Grant finds. And we've also got a steamer trunk that's got clothing strictly for settlers. This is not for me to wear, and this is not for me to sell to help get caps. That would be cheating. This is simply to decorate our settlers with. Alright, so of course the first thing Grant did was he carried his wife down from the vault, and he buried her on this little bluff here overlooking the creek that she so loved. So that's enough establishing what's going on and what we're going to do. A little bit we'll go over the rules I've decided on. So the first thing that I think we need to build, well, first let's get the build menu open. And since this does take 30 to 40 seconds because of all the mods I'm running, we'll go over the rules now. So of course rule number 1 is we do not leave Sanctuary. And then after that we have some objectives that we need to accomplish for this series to be, successful, because we have to have a goal that we can, reach and then have a conclusion. So we're going to have to grow enough crops for everyone in the settlement. We're going to have at least 2 Brahmin. We're going to have at least 200 units of water in reserve. We must have 300 units of food in reserve. We must have a happiness level of at least 80%, 15 or more settlers, and 1 of each shop will be required. Secondary objectives will be our settlement will require 1 armory, 1 butcher shop, 1 church, 1 jail, 1 watchtower, and 1 toilet per every 4 settlers. So in today's episode we're going to try to build a watchtower and a windmill and get some crops down, because I'm running a mod called Better Harvests, and it actually lets the crops grow on their own. They just don't give your settlement a food rating unless you assign someone to it. I guess I should address this. So the little cellar door that goes down into the root cellar that's usually over there, this mod for some reason puts it right in the middle of the settlement. So I put this truck down to hide it. Of course, this is also where the workbench spawns. So it was spawning, floating in the air, right next to the doorway. So I put the truck in, laid the floor down, and just threw up this little hardware store basically, which will come into play later when we start running low on resources. Because in the Unlock Settlements Objects mod, let's see here, NPCs, we go over to merchants. Can't remember if it's the general merchant or if it's the special one. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Alright, so we have the settlement construction trader. She costs 100 wood, so we'll go ahead and throw her down. This will be her house basically. Or did we get a dude this time? Oh, okay. Usually it's a woman. Alright, so now we have... That's why I picked the name Kelly, because I didn't know if it was going to be a man or a woman. So, we've got Kelly's hardware store, so when we start running low on supplies, but we have crops and things to trade, we can buy more building shipments right from Kelly. So, this building serves two purposes. It hides the cellar door, supports the workbench, and also gives us a lore-friendly way to obtain more shipments without having to leave Sanctuary. And while we're here, let's see, specialist merchants, we have one called the Florist. We also have a farming supply trader. That's important. I'm going to go ahead and throw him down and then save him just so that we don't use up the fertilizer that it'll cost to get him. So here's why the carrot flower is so important. So we have a florist. Now I just need 4 more carrot flowers. She sells ash blossoms, which are only obtainable by going all the way to the glowing sea, which is very important for medicine and survival. So we're going to plant some corn blossoms or corn flowers, whatever you want to call them. So let's go over to resources. I don't know if it'd be under food or not, but we'll see. Silt beans, wild... Why was I saying corn? Alright, so carrot flowers. So we'll go plant them over here. And hopefully, since I'm not going to assign anybody to actually tend these, you see our food rating is not going up. Hopefully we won't get attacked. So we'll plant all those. And then we'll go ahead and leave the build menu. Go ahead and harvest these so they can start regrowing. And after that, we'll be able to get our florist, buy some... now that I think about it, if we really wanted to cheat, I could scrap these. That would give us the blossoms back, and then I could replant them. But we need to draw the line somewhere, so we're going to let those grow back. Part of the fun of this is going to be grinding. So I'm going to try not to let this be as easy as it can be. Alright, let me regain my thoughts. So, we've got our corn going. Why do I keep calling it corn? So, the carrot blossoms are going. We've got the hardware store. So, let's check our status. Oh yeah, this will give me a chance to show off this mod. So, this is called Seen Better Days, and it just makes your Pip-Boy, like, really beat up. So, let's see. Status looks good. We're not hungry. We're not thirsty. And hunger and thirst... is going to be a little more realistic in this one because I've got the time scale set to 1 minute equals 1 fallout minute. So it won't be like every 15 minutes you need to eat 3 units of food and drink 5 units of water. Because I've watched other playthroughs on survival, and that's just... that just gets like ridiculous to the point where it breaks your immersion. Alright, so the next step's going to be... let's go over to refilling miscellaneous, and this is also in the Unlocked Settlement Objects mod. So we're just going to put a couple of these rain barrels down. Just a couple. And these will give us dirty water, and then we can purify that over there for clean water and experience points, which are going to be very important. That's why I've also already got level 1 of Idiot Savant, so we get extra points. So first thing we'll throw down is the windmill, just because that's going to be the quickest and easiest thing, and then we'll worry about a watchtower. Now, the reason we want to do the watchtower early is because we're going to attach turrets to it, and it'll give us good covering fire so nothing tries to sneak up on us. So let's go over here to resources, then we want power supports. Alright, now we're going to put the windmill over here. And we want to save this flat ground right here for crops and for the Brahmin pen. So we're going to put this in the hillside. Let's see, we want it to face this way. And then I'm also using place anywhere. Now don't worry, we're not going to leave that floating. So now we need the generator itself. So let's rotate that around. See what looks better, up top or more secure like that. We'll put it up top. Alright, and then let's get us one of these. What we're going to do is we want to throw down all the really important stuff first and then at least save it in the workshop so that we don't accidentally use up all the supplies that we'll need for that. So let's go over to power. Alright, so we've got our generator. We don't need that. But see, because I've got just enough crystal for a recruitment beacon. And is this where the Siren is? Where's the Siren? So we want to go ahead and get a Siren too. Maybe it's just under resources. You know, I've played this enough, I should be able to find this crap. Alright. So throw that down. What's the other thing we'll need? So we got power. And what's cool is, in this mod, you can wire it to, if I can ever catch it. Come on. Okay, good, it's wired. You can barely see it. So that produces 5 power on its own, so we are now generating 20 power, and that should be more than enough. So we won't have to worry about any more generators or anything like that, though we may end up building a backup system just in case that gets attacked. Alright, so we've got these two things. Let's see, resources. We're going to go ahead and put down our water purifier, again, just so that we don't run out of resources for it later, because we won't need it right now. See, that one's for water. Now, USO also comes with a ground condenser, which is really sweet. So, do we want to use the big one, or do we want to use the little one? Use the big one, that way we'll have more water for trade. And the Fresh Start mod also has this sinkhole here, which I think is useful. We're going to use it to grow tar berries. So, we'll put this right on the edge, more or less. We'll use our good friend Place Anywhere to finish the job. That way we got it here, but it's not blocking the water, so we can fit our tar berries in there. Alright, that looks good. Oh, I can't move that. Never mind. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish up the windmill. So we're going to go over structures. And then fences. We're going to go to junk fences. And then we should have, yes, free place, tall. So we'll get 3 of these. Now you could still do this like using the rug glitch, but since I am able to use place anywhere with this, it's just quicker. You won't spend as much time watching me fiddle with rugs, so I think that's a plus. Let's see here. We'll shore up that other side just a bit. Then we'll just select the whole thing, because when you do place anywhere it makes the stuff vibrate for some reason. And yeah, that looks good. Move this over just a hair. Alright, so the windmill is done. It looks a little better than just a standard thing. Now, let me get some stairs, because when we exit out of the build menu, because again with place anywhere I'm going to go up to the generator itself and it'll give me a little menu for options, and I'm going to shrink them just a little because they are kind of big. Oop, that would be bad. We don't want fall damage in survival. Alright, let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll run over to the tent and save. Why did I say tent? It's a trailer. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, well, oh, wait, there it was. Just a sec. There it is. Alright, options, scaling, and then we want to go down 1, 2, yeah, that's good. Exit. Yeah, it's so big. We can probably leave the sail alone just because I don't want to fall to my death like 15 minutes into the Let's Play. So we'll worry about those stairs in a minute. So because we've done that and we don't want to have to do it again, we're going to go back to the trailer, have a quick nap, plus we'll get that well-rested bonus, which will give us more XP. Just hop over the dead bloatfly. And let's go ahead and deal with this guy. This is my bed now. You can sit in the corner for a while. Think about what you've done. Alright. Ooh. Oh, it's like we're in Holland. Our carrot blossoms. Hey, I finally said it right, and they're still coming back in. So now it's time to build our watchtower, because sooner or later, a place this grand is going to fall under the gaze of covetous eyes. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw down our turrets, which I've already taken, I believe, 1 rank of gun nut. So yes, we can build level 3 turrets. We can build 11 of them. What all I use? Oil, gear, circuitry. So let's go ahead and build not as many as we can, but quite a few. Let's see what our defense level can get up to without just wiping out our supplies. So we'll build 2 more. And then we'll just save them back in the workshop. We're going to want to hold on to 3 of them. Alright, so let's begin the watchtower. So we want... Now, I'm debating whether I want to use the supports we used on the windmill or just use, your standard foundation. And I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead with this, and later off camera I'll try it out, see how it looks, and if I like it, we'll have a video where we swap out the tower. So there are 3 spawn points for enemies. One of them is over there just to the right of the cabin. One, of course, is down the little trail that heads back to Vault 111, and then one is a little group of trees right on the edge of the shore there. So since 2 out of 3 of those are over here, we're going to build the watchtower in this general area. So instead of supports, we're going to start with stairs, because this is going to be a floating structure that we will later reinforce with more of those tall junk fences. So let's find an area where this, yeah, that looks good. Alright. Then we want one of these. Shack bridge. Then we want another staircase. I know what you're thinking. Yes, this is going to be really tall, and I've built one of these before, and they don't look too bad. So before we attach the floor, we need to go over to the G2 menu. That's a mod. It's just called G2 Workshop. We want the outer walls. Let's see. And we want the doorway. Alright, we'll go ahead and throw down everything else we're going to use from this section of the mod. One of those, let's see, yeah, 2 of those, and 1. Is that right? No, we only needed 1 of those. Then we use this one, and we use this one. Alright, and one of the reasons why I wanted to go ahead and throw these walls down was so that we can attach the turrets while we have them down here, instead of trying to get up there and not fall. These things are finicky, like beyond imagination. I want it as close to the top of the wall as possible, or at least, straight and flush against the wall. How about on this side? What will this side do for me? Alright, let's try it with place everywhere. Place anywhere, whatever the hell it's called. Oh, the damn collision in this game. Oop, oop. Okay, that's gonna be good enough for me. Alright, now let's do this one. Oop! Oh, that one's a lot more friendly. Alright, cool, and that's two sides, and now I just need to do this one. Come on. Come on, be nice. Oh, you are being nice. Cool beans. Alright. Let's get our turrets in place. Alright, so let's get back to the actual construction. So we got wood. Oop. And floors. Alright, let's try getting up here without falling. Alright. So that's good. Let's head back down. Of course, we're going to put another one underneath it. We need to line them up, so we're going to get the stair piece. Yep, there it is. Then do that. We'll store this, because we don't want to be wasteful. We might need it again. Instead of wasting more wood to build another one, we'll just save it. Alright, and I find this just looks best if you just use the picket, like the wood pickets. So, let's do one. Like, I know we're burning through resources, but one of the things that'll add a challenge is, instead of just like having sloppy floating things that just, being all about functionality, we're going to try to make everything immersive, realistic looking. So everything needs to be supported. No gigantic, monstrous structures that, 5 people with no construction experience would not be able to put together. Let's stop running up there like a suicidal idiot and just do this. Alright, now we'll take this one, put it up on this side. Oop, come on. Alright. This one we'll just carry up there. It looks like I did need that other chain link. But we'll go ahead and put the roof on first. I like these really big sloped roofs. So, and we'll put it on here so that it'll be catty corner when you look at the tower from the stairs. Chain link on it. See, that's why I saved it. So now we've got these gaps in the walls. That's easy to fix because I also have workshop rearranged, which is also what's helping with the snapping here. So we go over to supports, and we want the thin one that is the same height as a wood wall, and we just use that to plug the gaps. Alright, now we need some railing for the stairs. Well, not the stairs themselves, but the platform. Again, we're just going to use these. And, it's good to vary it up so it's just not repeating over and over again, but for this build, it makes it look really ramshackle. So, this is what we've got so far. Now it's time to add more of the tall junk fences. You want to use free place because you don't want them to snap. So start with this one. Alright, here's what we do. So we go ahead and get it where we want it as far as lined up with the wall. Use place anywhere, and then when you select something while looking straight up, come on now, don't make me a liar. Alright, so it loses most of its collision, so you can then move it around as you need, and then place anywhere, and there you have it. So we'll do that again. We'll use this one, and oh, this one's going to be a little bit more forgiving. And I'll just speed up the last two. Alright, so we're almost done. Now, as you can see, that's a bit of a problem. So we have this van over here, and I put some sheet metal inside it to hide the legs when they stick through the roof. Hopefully this will work, because last time I did this I did not have that metal in there. Of course we can get around that too if we need. Come on, be nice. Play nice. Alright, so let's just go ahead and set that there, because that's going to be necessary. So what's going to sink first? Okay, so I need to grab one of these walls. Let's bring this down about there so this can reach the ground. Place anywhere. Need to bring it forward a little. And that works. So we'll just put one in here. Just kind of cover up those legs a little. If we can do another one. Or is its snapping powers too great? Oop, maybe not. Oop. And boom goes the dynamite. Okay, sweet. There, so other than, you know, putting electricity up there, which I don't see any point in that, our watchtower is complete. Got a view of the bridge, spawn point over there. Right there's the trailhead. We may want to move that tree or at least chop it down. And then the other spawn point is way over there, which we'll deal with that when the problem actually becomes a problem. So it looks like we've got pretty much everything done that I wanted to get done in this episode, everyone. So let's go check on our carrot blossoms one more time. Let's see. No rain yet. And the carrot blossoms are still coming in. So I'm going to take a nap. I think we will call that an episode. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever you feel inclined to do. I appreciate it that you've watched this so far. Hopefully this will be a good series. We can have some fun, be creative, and most importantly, never leave Sanctuary. Because I've seen some playthroughs where they say never leave Sanctuary, and then 10 minutes in, they run across the bridge to do something. There will be absolutely none of that. We are not leaving this beautiful island. This is like Moana. This island gives us all we need, and no one leaves. Ever. So, I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you again for watching. I'm Mr. Strontium. Goodbye.